Great performance by our guys here today. Kind of firing on all cylinders. I thought our defense in the first 10 minutes of the game was kind of the catalyst. I thought we were really engaged, made it really, really difficult on them, and just kind of one of those nights where we got out the lead early and we never looked back. Thought everyone was really good. I thought the bench was awesome today. I thought they came in, and all four of those guys, Ethan, Bowen, Keyshawn, Nicola, were all terrific here. And I didn't know till after the game that was the biggest win in the history of the border war, and that's saying something when they've played 244 times. So really, really proud of the guys, and like I told them in the locker room, that's something, a legacy that they'll never be able to take away from this team.
33 points, like you mentioned, from the bench, but Morgan also had 7 assists. What have you seen from him just with his confidence, really? Because he seems so self-assured now.
Yeah, he had 6, I think, the other night too. I just think he's not letting him frustrate him when guys are playing off of him. He's doing a great job of being aggressive, more aggressive at the rim, looking for his. Guys do a great job of moving and cutting off him. He's terrific in transition. When he gets rebounds and he's pushing, he does a great job of finding guys, and guys understand how to get to space and know that Ethan will put it on him, and just playing with a ton of energy. And obviously he's a weapon for us on defense. He can guard so many different guys, and I expect that. I think, again, this microcosm of our team, right? You look at our team in November, and you got all these guys kind of trying to find their way a little bit. But Ethan's a guy that's played in some pretty big games on some pretty dang good teams. And so hopefully for him, he's just kind of finding his stride and what we're doing at the perfect time.
Your first half was really, really efficient compared to playing against Utah State on Tuesday. How do you think that turnaround affected how you finished off this game today?
Probably the fact that we just didn't worry about Utah State anymore. It just moved on, and just listen, that game was what it is. You got to get over what happens, good or bad, and move on. Utah State had a great night. I've never had a team make their first 7 threes against us before, so we just moved on, and we knew what this was today. I think it was great. I think the whole team watched that New Mexico-Wyoming game. We knew the fact that we beat them decisively in Laramie. They were going to be ready to play. I just thought our guys, just their mindset was terrific that way, and we just treated it like a huge game the next game, and we didn't let what happened the other night affect how we played.
Is that kind of the maturity of the team to, I guess kind of just, like you say, move on and embrace the next challenge rather than perhaps fret about the last one?
I agree. I think our veterans are really setting the tone that way, and then I would say some of our sophomores are becoming veterans, right? The Cayenne and Croc and Rashawn, and those guys are really understand, what this is all about, and whether you win or you lose, you gotta move on. And that doesn't mean that you don't take anything from the last game, but I agree. I think these guys have matured like crazy, and I thought this was a really mature performance today.
Is there a little bit of that in the second half? I mean, with the lopsided score, it's easy to kind of let down. Wyoming kind of started well in the second, and then turned it back on and never really let down at all.
Yeah, I thought, again, our guys just really played with a lot of purpose, from beginning to end, and it was great to see. And, Obi for them is a great scorer, but I thought we did a great job on him in the first half, when the game was decided. But Kevin, yeah, I agree. I just think just a really mature performance by our guys all the way around.
26 assists, 9 players with 5 or more points. How did you feel about the shot selection and the offensive pace, especially against a team like Wyoming, who's kind of trying to make it a rock fight and slow it down?
Yeah, they kind of chose today to kind of do some funky stuff defensively. It's totally different than what we saw in Laramie, and we kind of anticipated that they would do something different. They played off certain guys. They tried to face guard Niko. I thought the best thing our guys did is not try to overthink it, just kind of kept moving the ball and playing and keeping it simple. And I thought for the most part the shot selection was pretty good. So I don't know what we ended up shooting for the game, right? 60%. So I don't think if you shoot 60%, you can't be too upset with your shot selection.
And there was a lot of basketball legends in Moby today. What is it, especially like somebody who was here last season, like Joe Palmer? What is it like to have continued support from people that used to be in the basketball program at CHU?
It's great. It's cool for me, and it absolutely made my day today when I walked out on the court and Joel Scott was there, I just absolutely just brought me to it, because I just love. I love Joe. I just love these guys, right, who played for us, and he came back and surprised us. He was on his FIBA break, and just so cool. And all these former guys, guys that I've had the pleasure of being here as an assistant and head coach and coaching so many of these guys in different eras, and to see all these guys come back and feel a part of the program. That's what it's all about. And I just hope we can continue to develop more connection with all these guys, because the more connection you develop, I think you get more investment in your program.
Well, I'm seeing that they were having some success early on using a lot of ball screens. How do you guys kind of feel like the effect of that?
I didn't think they had any success early. I thought they had some success in the second half, early on. But I thought our guys did a really good job in ball screen defense. That's what they do. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the country in percentage of possessions where they use ball screens. They really did a great job against New Mexico the other night. I thought our guys did a great job of kind of changing coverages on different actions. I thought we really defeated screens well. And so whether they got some things, I thought over the course of the game, I thought we did a really good job.
Like you said, Obi obviously is a really great player. Also, Allen started to get up there a little bit. Are you happy with how you guys fixed that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, they thought, they really made a decision, it looked like, out of halftime, that they were going to get really physical. I mean, they started, and, finally I thought they cleaned up the game a little bit that way. But, yeah, he's a heck of a player. He can put points on the board. But, again, I thought our mindset early in the game to make it difficult on those guys, it was hard for them to get in any kind of a rhythm.
After the game in Laramie, Sundance said that with first-year players, it can kind of get lost what a rivalry means. You guys got a lot of first-year players. Do you feel like they embrace what this rivalry means?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, we talk about it. We know it's another game, but we talk about it being the 244th meeting. We talk about what it means to both schools. We talk about how much they pump up the rivalry up there, and I think it's great. That's what makes college athletics great. There was a lot of Wyoming fans here tonight, not many. I joke before, it's because they live here, right? You know what I mean? I shouldn't say. I had so many, and you know what's cool about this? Some of the best people I know are Wyoming grads too. Do you know what I mean? And it's a fun rivalry. It's an intense rivalry. It's one that really matters to both programs. And so again, we're really proud of the fact that we swept Wyoming, and we're really proud of the fact that we did it decisively. We're proud of the fact that this was the biggest margin in the history of this. Because again, I think for these guys, you talk about first year guys, I think down the road that stuff means more. They can look back and say, I was on that team, and I think that's when it's cool.
Speaking of first years, you had 2 freshmen getting second the last 12 years. You made that clean up there. What is it like to see the new kind of next generation?
Yeah, those guys really, and a couple of freshmen, the redshirting too, they really work, and it's been fun to watch them get better. They're our scout team every day. So, Jaden is Cole Henry in practice, or, Darnez was Obi in practice, and, John is 16 Nesbitt, and those guys are different players, and they're really doing a great job of maturing and making us better, and I think there's a bright future for these guys.
Thanks, Niko.
Thank you. Yep.